Hello and welcome to this tutorial on creating dunes. My name is Sascha Henrichs. You will learn how to create dunes by using patch grids, and you will set up a material that blends two textures by vertex colors, and you will set up a simple fork for rendering purpose. So please excuse my awful German accent, and I hope you learn something. Okay. First we set up a plane, create a plane, here in Create tab, keyboard entry 50 meters, 50 square meters, already set up, I create it, press F4 to see the wireframe, and then convert it to an editable patch, not poly, but patch. The actual triangle count of a patch grid is not that one you see in the wireframe, but you can scroll down on the right side to the field surface, turn on show interior edges to see the actual triangle count. Increase it by increasing the view steps or decrease it. Okay, we stay with 5. Now to work with those patch grids it's better to turn show interior edges off. Now scroll up and use the vertex sub-object. Now if we select some of these, we see also the green handles. Those are so-called Bezier handles, and if you move one of them you move also the one on the other side. And you can break this connection by pressing Shift and then move one. That's how we model out our slopes of our dunes. To create the overall shape of the dunes, we push the vertices by turning soft selection on and give it a pretty high fall off. Somewhat 10 meters perhaps or more, and then we can move the vertices to create those waves. So I already modeled a scene and hid it in background, and I only show you how to create dunes to get the idea on the example of 2 or 3 dunes. Okay, don't forget to press Shift when pulling those handles down. Always turn off soft selection when it's not needed. So like that. Also here. That, and another one here. Now, to create hard edges on top of the dunes, we use a modifier called smooth. Here, turn on auto smooth and prevent indirect smoothing. Now that creates the cool hard edges of the dunes. Having a look on the dunes picture from the beginning, we see that the dunes have on top those waves, sand wave texture, and on the slopes a plain sand texture that has nearly no structure. We create this effect by using material that blends two textures by vertex colors. That means we first paint vertex colors on places where we want the plain sand texture to be. And for painting vertex colors we use another modifier called vertex paint. Use it. Turn on vertex color display, shade it to see the actual vertex color you paint. Turn on the button paint and use a brush size of 6 meters. And then paint your vertex colors. The last one. So that's it. We will now create a material that blends two textures by vertex colors. So in the diffuse slot we use a mix map, and in the first color slot we use a bitmap where the plain sand texture is. Go to parent one time, and in the second color slot we use also a bitmap where we find the sand waves textures. See it here. Open. Okay, one up. And in the mix amount, that's important, you have to choose another map, the vertex color map. That is for the material knows where or how to mix those two maps. So in the main shader, open the maps rollout. I've already also some normal maps for those materials. Turn on bump, intensity 100. Choose also a mix map, and in the first color slot we now use a normal bump modifier map, and in the normal map you will put the bitmap, which is the desert sand dunes plain normal in this case. Okay, one up. In this map the green channel is flipped. So the second one also a normal bump modifier. For that the renderer can interpret the normal maps as normal maps. Sand waves normal, see it here. See the cool structure. Open it. One up, it's flipped. Okay, the intensity of this map has to be a bit lower, perhaps 0.3. Okay, 2 up. Now in the main shader, call the material desert sand mix. Turn off disable vertex color display. Apply the map. Show it in viewport. And give it a small render. Okay, here you see, never mind the light which is pointing down. Here you see the correct mixing of those textures. Anyhow, as you see in the last rendering, where it is, there, we forgot to set the normal maps, the mix map of the normal maps, also to mix those two maps by vertex color. So put there a vertex color map. Now render again and see the normal maps working. And we also have to apply a better mapping on our plane. There is already a mapping applied to this plane. It's a planar mapping that is tiled exactly one time across this piece of desert, which is fine, but we want more tilings over the length and the width of this desert tile. So we call another modifier on top of our stack, which is called UVW crossform or xform. In the U tile parameter we say 8 times 8 tilings, V tilings also 8 times. Now we have to render to see if we have to rotate the mapping also. But it seems fine. Okay. Now the modeling is finished, and I will delete this example scene, not scene but mesh, and unhide the rest of the scene that I prepared before. The scene consists of a patch grid and 4 copies from it that are scaled in the background just for rendering purpose. Now go into the camera with C, and to get this fog rendered out, we have to set up an environment effect, atmosphere effect, environment settings, use add and add a normal fog, use fog background, use a color that is also used by your textures, choose layered, and I have a setting in the top of 15 meters and bottom 1.1, a density 43 something, no fall off. Now render the scene and see it working. Now that's it. I hope you learned something. My name is Sascha Henrichs, and see you next time. Bye.